Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for the week. How you been? How you doing? Thanks so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Let's get some energy on the table for this week. When I do the sneak peek for the week, it is the energy for this week. And look, that's whenever you find it, today, tomorrow, or next year. It will be for the next 7 days whenever you find it, which means there could be something that is back in the archives that you haven't seen yet that might even be going on right now at this time. I have 12 decks, and I'm going to read a little bit from each of them for each of the Zodiac signs. And I have marked everything down below in the description. So if you don't see the chapters as you scroll this video, please look in the description for the timings. But please, please, please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. If that's what you're doing, you really don't know. You don't really know what you need to know. If you just keep comparing yourself to someone in their sun sign, it's just personalities, and personalities change over the years. With wisdom, the people we meet, we change those personalities. If you don't have your moon and your rising, which is actually what influences the sun sign, then please go take a look. Natal charts are free everywhere. And even if you don't have the exact time of birth, which is helpful, but not a lot of people do have the exact time of birth. And if you don't, if you know if you were born in the AM or the PM, that should be enough to get you a rising sign. So here we are. Let's get to it. How did we get to December, right? It is December, just like that. It's December. We're at the end of the year. So we're going to try and look into some things, give you some energies going into 2026. Let's find out what's going on first. We have to get through the full moon, which is on the 12th, and that's in Gemini. Let's find out what is going on for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Thank you so much if you are here and you always come back. I appreciate you all year for the ways that you love on this channel and love on me. Thank you so much if you are somebody who does that. If you are brand new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. There's a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner if you want to stay. And if I'm coming through your feed anyway, maybe you just want to subscribe finally, because maybe this is a sign. Maybe I'm in your feed for a reason. I think that's all I've got to say. Oh, I should probably tell you about private reads, right? If you're interested in a private read, please know the private reads are available. I do them as a pre-recorded private read, or I do them live as well. If you're interested in a private read, the pre-record reads begin at $25 and go up from there. The live readings, I do have a schedule, and you will receive between 5 and 75% off those live readings. Depending on whether you book in advance and how long you book for. So if you would like a private read, please go look at the link that is posted under this video. Under every video that I upload, there is a pinned comment, and if you click on more, it'll open the links, and you can go to Hipsy and check out my pricing. All right. Now we will go to Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, my fire family. Gosh, I have so much Aries in my chart. I might as well be Aries. My sun sign is Taurus, but I have so much Aries. Let's find out what's going on. Okay, there we go. It just started on us here. There we are. We've got the Three of Pentacles, friend. So this is the building phase. Could be the building phase or the rebuilding phase. Tell me what else we need to know about the Three of Pentacles for Aries. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Wands. And we've got the Page of Swords. Aries, I feel like something is going to escalate quickly. I feel like right now you're building some sort of foundation for something. But I do feel that you have the wisdom of a king, whether you're man or woman, feminine or masculine. The King of Pentacles is here. And when we begin to build a future, a financial future, a material wealth future, maybe it's future health, whatever it is, you've already got the foundation. What I mean by that is you already have the know-how. So, there's all these master classes everywhere. I don't think you need a master class. I don't think you need extra education. I think that you just need to work upon the foundation that you've built already. And it's going to escalate quickly from the Three to the King. I feel like you already have the wisdom that you need in order to grow it. So I feel like it's going to grow. But I feel like sometimes you may doubt yourself just a little bit. Do I have enough money? Do I have enough energy, effort, time? That's what the Pentacles are about. The Nine of Wands is here. It could be something you've tried before that didn't work. It could be that you're just tired of doing it alone, right? Building it all alone. I feel like you're I want to talk to, I feel like I want to talk to you, the ones that are just really smart, really resourceful. I feel like this Page of Swords energy is telling me that you, my friend, are somebody who just knows where to go to get the information you need in order to build something on this foundation that I feel is already built. That's what it feels like to me, Aries. That you've already built some sort of foundation that is already pretty rock solid. And now it's just your wisdom and your know-how. And I know it gets hard. It gets exhausting to build something on your own. But I feel like you have the know-how, because that's what the Page of Swords here is telling me. We do have the Two of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Seven of Cups. I think you need to be really honest about how you feel about the situation, about how it's building, how it's going. I feel like it's time that you liberate yourself from some sort of a confusing or overwhelming emotional situation about where you're at right now in the building process. The Queen of Swords is here and says you're at the part where you get to liberate yourself, where you get to say exactly it is about how you feel about something. I feel like you're deepening an emotional commitment to yourself about speaking out. Now, the Two of Cups being with the Queen of Swords tells me that you're just not out there. The Queen of Swords by herself is somebody who's just out there wreaking havoc, right? But the Two of Cups along with the Queen of Swords tells me that you are softening how you say it, that you are cutting through bullshit, cutting through illusions, but still feeling a little bit overwhelmed of the fact that you've just got to really be honest with where you're at this time. It feels like this Three of Pentacles is where you're at right now. You're at the beginning of something, or you've already built the foundation. And I feel like at this point it is going to move pretty quickly into this place of it building into stability, steadiness for you. If we are talking about, not about financial things, but we're talking about relationship things, I think that there is somebody who's about to speak their absolute truth about how we are deepening this connection. It feels like this is an overwhelming thing to talk about. The Seven of Cups being here tells me that there is confusion, and I need to really think straight, think clearly about the way I'm feeling, because it feels very overwhelming right now. I think that possibly I'm talking to an Aries who is in a relationship or who has already met someone. And although it feels like it's going good, it feels like you've really got to be honest with yourself about what your next steps are as it pertains to some sort of relationship. I think that you're going to tell someone that it's time that we either deepen the connection or go, and then I'll build a foundation with somebody else. But it feels like somebody here is possibly going to have the talk. Where is this? Where are we at this time? We have the Emperor here. I think it's going to be you that takes charge of the situation, whether we're talking about something that is foundationally material wealth, or whether this is emotional happiness. I feel like this month of December, I feel, is the time where you have decided it's time for me to make a decision about where I'm going in the future. What do I want 2026 to look like? And I think what you want 2026 to look like is being in control of your thoughts, being in control of the way you say things, being in control of your happiness. It feels like somebody here has decided I need to be in control, not only in control, but be very confident about what I want in terms of happiness. It does feel like you are at a place right now where you know that you need to look at this. If this is a relationship thing here, do we match each other? Are we moving in the same direction? Are we moving slow enough? Is this thing going to build? Is this foundation we've built, is it going to build or not? I feel like you're taking control of your thought pattern, taking control of some sort of line of questioning that you have, because it feels like you have some sort of really big decision to make here. Am I with the right person or not? Is this person going to build with me or not? Am I happy? Am I really happy? Is this my 10 of Cups? Because look, a lot of people are in a 7 and 8 cup relationship. They just stay because of the money and things and stuff, and the fact that they don't want to change, because change is hard. And so I think what you're doing is you are looking back and you're thinking, I'm going to start the year as the Emperor. I need to get my crap under control. What am I going to do? How am I building this? Is it a viable build? Is it solid? Is it grounded? Tell me about the outcome here. We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Queen of Cups. And we've got the Fool. So there is something here that's making you really, I'm going to say, deeply emotional. You know that either way, regardless of what the answer is here for you, Aries, I feel you know that there's one thing that you can count on, and that is you. That you are taking control of 2026 because you're not fucking around anymore. It's time for me to take control of it, find out who's on my side, find out if what I'm building is viable, find out if this foundation is really solid, because I'm tired. I'm tired of wondering what's going on. So I'm about to make a decision and ask some super hard questions. Because look, not everybody likes the Queen of Swords. Not a hit at parties. Is the person who's going to bring the truth and the honesty. And in a world full of people who are copying each other on TikTok, not everybody likes the truth and the honesty. So I think that you possibly are somebody who's going to stand out. But I think that it's time for you to make a decision about what you're doing going forward here. And the Five of Cups tells me there's a little bit of sadness involved, because I feel like ultimately the Queen of Cups is telling me love for self. And the Fool is here. I know I've got to make some moves. I've got to jump off the edge and do something that is for me at this time. And we need to figure out what that is. Look at that. The Sun is here. You'll figure it out. Around the corner is the Sun, the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Chariot in the reverse. So I feel like this decision isn't made this week. I feel like you come to this realization this week that I am looking at, about 3.5 weeks, looking toward the door, hitting the door of 2025, stepping into 2026. And I'm not really sure where I'm going. The Chariot is in the reverse. And that's why you're approaching the door cautiously, slowly. You're in your reevaluation period here. Don't stop, keep going. But I feel like you're in some sort of reevaluation period. And because the Knight of Pentacles is facing the Sun, I feel like you're going to come to a breakthrough or a realization about what really does make you happy. What is really going to make you happy going into the future. But the truth of the matter is you've got to make a decision. The Judgment is here. You've got to make a decision about what you're doing next and go on that path. Bottom of the deck here, we've got the Ten of Wands and the Death card. It's time for you to drop the things that are too heavy, to let go of the old chapter, to make some sort of decision here. Judgment, Ten of Wands, and the Death card, to me tells me this is a rebirthing process for you. So you're in a place in December where you're like, I'm on the bus or under it, and I intend to be on the bus. I'm going to take control, but everyone else in my life, they're going to have to decide, are they serious about their commitment to me and my friendship and my business and my love life? Like, what is this? Are they really mirroring what I want? Because if they don't, it's time for me to go. I got to make a decision to go and walk through that door to 2026 in control, the Emperor. We've got Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We've got Scorpio and Sagittarius. Virgo and Pisces. We've got Cancer here. More Virgo, Leo. Aries is here. More Aries. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. There we are. Ooh. All right. You guys usually start off this energy of this read here. We'll see how things go moving forward. How are you, Taurus? How are you, my bull gang? Let's find out what's going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, this will be for the next 7 days for you. Whenever you find this, the next 7 days. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. Tell me about Taurus. What do we need to know about Taurus, please? We've got the Two of Pentacles. Shit's about to get real, Taurus. That's what it feels like. Something here is about to get real. Something you've been neutral on and not making a decision about is going to require a decision to be made in the 3D. Oh boy. Okay, we've got the Tower, and it's going to your decision is going to shift everything. Up till now, Taurus, I feel like you've got all the balls in the air, that you have been very balanced, but also very cautious, very practical about how you're being balanced. I feel like coming up in the next 7 days is some sort of shift. Whether or not you're prepared for it, it feels like in the next 7 days, there is a shift here that is going to make you incredibly happy. Taurus, look at this energy here. We've got the Tower. This is the shift, right? This is the place where we know that we're at the end of a cycle, because the Tower sometimes will show up to redirect you, but it does feel like to me that it's showing up at the end of a cycle, only because we have the Ten of Cups here. And then the Fool. This is the end of the cycle and the beginning of a new chapter. So I feel like the Tower is here to clear the debris, is here to clear some sort of obstacle. And I think it might be this place where you were sort of in the hallway, Taurus. That's what it feels like. You're in the hallway. You're not yet who you want to be, but you're not out of the cycle of who you were. It feels like balance is coming, I want to say. Harmony is coming. Something is coming into balance or harmony here for you in the future, but it comes after you make a decision. And when you decide, could be between two things, this or that. When you decide, it causes the Tower, but look what's next to the Tower. It opens the door to some sort of absolute and complete joy. It's happiness. It's a brand new happy beginning. This could be just about anything. It could be love. Cups are here. It could be money. It could be a job. It could be something that you've been waiting on. The Fool is here. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. I don't think you're going to trust it, but I feel like there's so much energy swirling around you, Taurus. I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety as I'm reading this, just a tiny bit in my chest here. It's like just above my stomach, right where the diaphragm is. And I do have anxiety, right? I have complex PTSD, so I usually live in a state of heightened anxiety, but I wasn't until I got into this reading. Aries reading didn't make me feel that way. So Taurus, I feel like with the Three of Cups, that something is coming together. It feels like a reunion, a reconciliation, happiness, celebration, maybe a group of people that you're going to reunite with. The Ace of Cups is in the reverse and the Hanged Man is here. Taurus, it does feel like for some of you, this could be something that has to do with love or relationship. The Hanged Man is here, and it feels like you have been in some sort of a pause or a holding pattern. And I said it felt like you were in the hallway, waiting for the new chapter to begin and waiting for the old chapter to end. It feels like you're stuck in the damn hallway and you don't really know what's about to happen next. I think what you don't realize is whatever happens next depends on your decision or whatever way you're going to tip. Because I feel like up till now you've been keeping something in balance, and either you're going to make a decision this way or that way, or you're going to tip the scale. With the Ace of Cups being in reverse and the Hanged Man being here, it makes me feel like your heart space is in a pause. And that could be the reason why you feel like you're standing in the hallway. That you've been single for a while, you're not really in a relationship with anyone, there's really maybe no one on the horizon that you know is interested in you, maybe someone you're interested in, but there's no interest between you, possibly. It feels like the Hanged Man is here for perspective. There is somebody or someone, maybe you or someone else, making some sort of decision here. Could be the King of Cups, I'm just saying. The King of Cups doesn't have to be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, but they are somebody who is quite psychic. They are somebody who might be very connected to you if you're connected to them in that type of way. This person is someone who's not been showing you their feelings on the surface, but underneath they really have a lot of feelings going on. It feels like I could be talking about someone here who is about to, speak up, I was going to say, and the Sun is here. So whatever's been hiding in the depths with the King of Cups, whatever it is, a job, a relationship, a person, somebody who might speak their emotional words out loud, it feels like the Sun is about to be a breakthrough, or whatever you couldn't see is something you're going to see in the very near future here. Tell me about the Sun. We've got the Page of Cups. Something brand new and exciting, fun, and of good rapport is about to show up. There's nothing negative in this reading. We've got the Three of Cups, which is celebration and happiness with the ones that you love. Or for some of you, it could be a reunion with somebody that you really enjoy. I can tell you what this is not about. This is not about someone you don't want to see. This is about someone who's going to make you ultimately happy. So those of you who are thinking that you've got some negative mindset coming into this reading is not for you. This is for those of you who feel like something is on the horizon. I feel like somebody here is going to give you a little bit of attention, is going to communicate with you, give you a little bit of good news, or it will feel like good news. Somebody here is about to reveal a tiny bit of their emotional energy. And I think that you knew it, because I feel like this, there could be an age difference as well between you and this person. It feels like somebody here is been holding back their feelings and keeping them under the surface. It does feel like it's emotional, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it does feel emotional. So somebody who's been keeping their emotions about something, maybe it's an opinion about something, they are about to bring it to the surface. There's about to be a breakthrough. Somebody here has been holding back because they don't want to be aggressive. They don't want you to see them as a love bomber or someone who's being aggressive with their emotions. They've been very tempered here. And I feel like this Fool energy and the Ten of Cups is like the best news you need this good news, I think. So something that has been delayed or has been slow, or you've been like, I know there's something under there, and why aren't they saying it? That's what it is. Tell me what the outcome is here. We've got the Lovers. I can't even. We've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse. And we've got the Four of Wands. So I feel like there is somebody who's making a choice to speak up. Somebody who has been in this sort of loop in their head. They could be a Gemini. They could be an Aries. It feels like somebody has been in a loop in their head about how they can remain stable in their emotions, but still tell you about their emotions, still give you just a little peek into what's going on. Because I feel like the King of Cups, whoever that is, and they, like I said, they don't have to be a water sign. We've got many other different signs here that I'll read out to you at the end. But I feel like this person who's been keeping their feelings deep, deep, deep under the surface is somebody who wants to see you. It feels like somebody's trying to find a way to see you, invite you to something, maybe to their home, maybe a group invitation, because the Three of Cups is here. But it does feel like it's probably going to shock you and shift everything into a really, really good place with you and this person. Look, I don't see any pentacles. I don't think this is about money, stuff, or things. It does feel like it's about fire and water. Let's look to see what's around the corner here. The only pentacles I see are two pentacles, and it feels like that's because something has been going back and forth with someone or with you. We've got the Devil, we've got the Three of Swords, and we've got the World in reverse. Somebody knows that they have unfinished business with you. So this person here has not yet closed the door on this. If you think it's over, it's not. And it feels like this person has not yet approached you because they're in this crazy loop in their head about getting their heart broken. That you don't feel the same, or you're not interested. And maybe you're not, I don't know. But the Devil energy is here, and somebody's got doubt. Somebody's got the Three of Swords and the Devil energy here. They are so attached to loss that they feel like this is not going to work out as a win for them. What they do know is that they can't let you go. With the World card in the reverse, they can't close the door here. They can't close the chapter. They can't stop thinking about you. They have deep feelings about you. And somebody here wants to say something. Oh boy. This was Aries too. Aries is making a big decision. So listen, the Judgment card is telling me that someone is trying to make a really big decision that's going to turn everything around. Look, the Tower and the Judgment card being here is an awakening. I feel like if you've been waiting in the hallway, I feel like somebody is going to knock on the door and say, come on in. This is the new chapter. It's time for the new chapter to begin. So Judgment is here, a 180. It feels like it's a rebirth or a regeneration of something you may have thought was over, but this person can't close the door. And even though they feel like you might reject them, I feel like that this person is coming forward anyway. Or having the realization in the next 7 days that they need to do that because you feel like someone they've known before, but they're keeping that under the surface here. And look at this, the Empress is here. I can't even. They want to build a foundation with the Empress. Somebody here is about to make a really big, bold move with the Queen of Wands here. And it feels like somebody here wants to build this foundation, but this could be the reason why they're scared to come forward, because they see you, they see your worth, they see you as someone of worth, and they feel like they've known you before, or maybe you do have a history with this person, but it feels like they've been keeping it under the surface. Seven of Swords. This person could be a Scorpio. They could be Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, maybe a Libra. We've got more Leo energy. We've got Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. More Pisces and Aries. We've got more Pisces. We've got Gemini energy, Cancer. And we've got Capricorn with Gemini. Look, Gemini, right? We've got a Gemini full moon coming up on the 12th. And this isn't always going to be around the corner for everybody that I read for. I mean, I read this energy in the next 7 days. It doesn't mean it's going to happen in the next 7 days. Could mean that somebody's having the realization, this is what I need to do, and I need to do it soon. That realization could be coming in the next 7 days. All right, Gemini. Here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Gemini, we have a full moon coming up in your sign on the 12th. You ready to let go of some things? Let go of what's been on your mind? What's been clouding the thought process? Tell me about Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Gemini. Tell me about Gemini. Gemini, we've got the Ace of Wands. Are you feeling a little bit of excitement in the chest? Because something's about to go down here. We've got the Five of Wands. We've got the Hermit energy. That's what it is, yes. And we've got the Two of Wands. You know what this is? It does feel like a little bit of excitement or anxiety in the chest here. I want to say that you have been arguing with yourself in Hermit energy about what to do next. I feel like you're about to take a step forward. And I feel like things are going to move forward really quickly once you do take this step forward. And I think that's giving you just a tiny bit of, maybe it's anxiety. I'm not diagnosing you. I'm not a doctor. But you know that feeling in your belly where you think you're being chased by a bear? That feeling. And so I feel like this Five of Wands and the Hermit energy is quite significant here. It feels like you've been spending a lot of time by yourself in your head, thinking about things, going over details. Do I have enough? Am I enough? Am I on the right path? Have I found the right place? It's like you're having some sort of an awakening that I need to stop holding back. I need to really take what I have and be okay that I'm enough and make a decision to move forward, because I feel like there is so much out there, so much excitement. Look, the future is here and you have to just take a step forward. The Two of Wands being here. You have to stop sitting in this energy of the Five of Wands, which is holding back or in indecision. It's time for you to make a decision and get out of your head, which I know is half the battle. But there's a new path to be explored here. Something is coming in the future, and I think you're preparing for it. I think that's what the Hermit energy is. We have the Three of Wands. Look, I said 2 and 1 is 3, and then the Three of Wands shows up. This is 6. Look, I feel like it's going to work out fine. You are going to get some sort of a victory. You're going to be glad you did it, because I feel like you have already made the decision you're going to do it. You just don't know how you're going to do it. We've got the Empress energy. One more card for Gemini. We've got the Eight of Swords. Well, we asked for Gemini, and Gemini shows up. So I feel like you're up in your head about some sort of really abundant path that you're about to look into here. The Empress could be a person, absolutely could be a Libra or a Taurus. Doesn't have to be either one of those, but Libra and Taurus are both Venusian signs. So if this is a person, we are talking about someone who doesn't need you, and that could make you a little bit nervous. The Empress is sort of sovereign, doesn't really need anything external to her, but I mean, it would be nice to have it. The Empress is living in the world of nice to have, not need to have. The Empress doesn't have any needs because the Empress is meeting their own needs, whether they're feminine, masculine, man or woman. I feel like you want to move something forward with this person, or you want to move something forward abundantly. It feels like you've been stuck in your head, possibly in this Hermit energy. I was feeling this Eight of Swords as the Hermit came up. And you know that you need to take action in order to make this work. Tell me what happens next. Because I feel like whatever it is, not only is there victory, 6 wands, but the Empress just showed up. If we're talking about money or a business or something that is needing to stabilize before you trust it, I feel like it's already here. I feel like you just need to jump. It feels like you need to take the leap here. We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Pentacles. You're holding on to lack, though. You feel like it's not going to work. You're holding on to lack. You're like, what if I get there and I don't want it? What if I get to the destination and then I feel like I'm settling? I feel like what you need to do is detach from the Five of Pentacles, but I feel like you're holding on to it with a death grip. It's the only thing that's certain. I feel like with the 4 and the 5 here, that's 9 pentacles. It's the only thing you can count on. It's the only thing that has any sort of stable footing underneath you, is the fact that you're holding on with a death grip to the 5 of Pentacles. It's the only thing you've ever known. It's the only thing that's been a sure thing, is that I'm feeling in lack, I am in lack, or I don't have enough, or I don't feel enough. And so I feel like there is some sort of it might be because you've had a hard life. It feels like you had a hard life, or you've come out of a specifically hard cycle, or you're coming out of it, and maybe you just don't trust the future. The Eight of Cups is telling me that you really need to detach. You need to bring this feeling of lack to an end. We've got the full moon here. Look, maybe that's going to happen on the full moon for you. Full moon is on the 12th, right, in your sign. It feels like you need to detach from this feeling of lack, or you're not going to be able to take a step forward into the future. You need to get out of your head and get into this Hermit energy fully, where you can see the path forward and learn to trust the universe, or whomever it is that you trust out there. It feels like you need to learn to trust. We've got the 10 Pentacles. Look, it's going to work out for you. But if you don't take a step, you won't get it, right? If you don't take a little bit of a step forward, you can't have it. It's not yours. But the 10 Pentacles is here waiting for you to take it. Whatever it is, whatever this is, maybe it's a new job, or maybe you just need to apply for the job and you're not. Whatever it is, it's super abundant, and it feels like it was really hard to get, and that's why you're cynical, and I get it. It feels like it was really, really hard to get, and so maybe you're cynical, but I feel like you really need to detach from the cynicism, or the 10 of Pentacles, which I feel is waiting for you. The 10 of Pentacles can't be yours. And the 10 of Pentacles is abundance. It could be money. It could be a lifelong, the job of a lifetime. It could be a long-term relationship. It is something that I feel that will be in your life for a long time, but if you don't reach up for it, it can't be yours. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the World card. I feel like this energy here is the thought of, well, maybe I'm just happy where I am. Well, maybe you are. Gemini, nobody's telling you you have to. Maybe you're just happy where you are. The Queen of Pentacles is pretty stable, sturdy. I feel good. My health is good. I feel pretty stable. My money's good. Maybe I just stay where I am and just wait it out for the rest of the time that I have here. And you can. Nobody's telling you not to. But I feel like the World card is telling me I want to accomplish something before I leave. And whatever it is, it could be something that has to do with your health, because the Queen of Pentacles is always taking care of their health. It could be something about your stability or your money or getting your dream job or working for yourself. Whatever that Queen of Pentacles is for you, I feel like there is something that you want to do, but you know that you're going to have to end one thing to start another thing, and that's the space in between there is what's terrifying you. Tell me about Gemini. I feel like you're going to make some sort of really big decision by the time the full moon is here. All right, the Ten of Swords is here. The Queen of Swords is here. And the Artist. Boy, I really think you're being hard on yourself mentally. I feel that you, the Ten of Swords is, look, the Ten of Swords is brave. If you've gotten to the Ten of Swords, that's bravery, unlike no other. The brave part of it is, I knew I was heading for the exit, and I knew it was going to hurt. I knew it was going to be terrible or a betrayal, but I did it anyway. Because I was in my Queen of Swords energy. I was just being honest with myself. What do I want to do next? The Artist is here. The Artist in this particular deck is someone who's painting their future. And it is really up to you. You're the one painting the future here. We've got the Well. There's something here that you're thinking deeply about, ready to take some sort of a risk. Now, I think it's a measured risk because you're an air sign. And Gemini, you don't do anything without thinking about it in all the possible ways in which it could go wrong. But I really feel like your cynicism here is holding you back, is what it feels like. And I'm a cynic too. I'm a Taurus sun, and I'm a cynic too, but don't allow it to hold you back. I feel like you need to liberate yourself from this Ten of Swords. I feel like you have gone through cycles in your life that have been tough, have been terrible, full of betrayal, pain. I think you need to release all of that, and I think the only way you can do it is by cutting it out. Like the Queen of Swords is here to be really honest with themselves and say, look, I can build this life and do whatever I want with it, but I can't base my future on things that I can't correct from the past. I think it's a little bit of fear. We have the Four of Cups. You need to reject the Ten of Swords and allow the Queen of Swords to help you liberate yourself and move into the future. I feel like you need to reject these ideas that just because it didn't work out in the past, that it won't work out in the future. We have the Well on the bottom of the deck. And the Wheel of Fortune, look. Whatever it is that you've been passively doing or keeping quiet beneath the surface, I feel like it's about to come to the surface. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune here, fate is here. If there was any time that this plan is going to work out for you, whatever the plan is, and I don't know what it is, it's different for all of you. Whatever this plan is, if there was ever any time that you were going to take a chance, now would be the time. We do have Capricorn energy. We have Taurus. We have Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We have Pisces. We have Libra and Taurus. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have more Virgo energy. We have Aries for sure, and more Piscean energy. All right. Let's take a look at Cancer. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is the next 7 days for you, Cancer. Tell me what's going on for Cancer. Tell me what's going on for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days, Cancer. We have the Three of Swords. Tell me why the Three of Swords is here. It feels like worry to me. We've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Ooh. You've made a decision, and I think that the decision you've made is freaking you out. We have the Hanged Man. And we have Temperance. So I feel like you've decided to go ahead with something. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the last reading I did for you, the one that I just put up yesterday, I think that this is sort of a continuation from that, because it felt like you were ready to make some sort of decision. It feels like you have been hanging here long enough to get a perspective. And when I see the Seven of Cups in reverse, it tells me that I know what I want now. There's no more illusions. I don't have the rosy colored glasses on, and I'm not allowing my emotions to cloud my judgment. Temperance is here, and I feel like this is the place where we feel settled, on solid ground, the place where the last puzzle piece fits, and you feel like you've accomplished something. It's the moment of alchemy. I feel like this is a moment in the next 7 days where you reach some sort of perspective. And I feel like because you have, it's like, okay, well, I'm ready to go, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't make me nervous. Tell me about the Three of Swords. There's a worry here that you've made the wrong decision, but now that you've made the decision, you're not going back. I feel like you've been trying to make some type of decision, going back and forth with that for a while. We've got the Ten of Cups. What if this isn't as happy as I think it might be? What if it doesn't work out to be the joy or the happiness that I want it to be? What if I choose wrongly? Why is this decision that I'm making give me terror fuel? Like, it feels like you're terrified that even though you've made the decision that you might be making the wrong decision. Listen, it's just saying, use your intuition. I feel like you've quietly made some sort of decision that is going to require that you get out of the hallway, that you now finally open the door and walk through to the next chapter of your life. And it's a pretty big chapter. There's a lot that's going to change here. I've got 4 out of the 3, 6, 7 cards I've dealt. 4 of them are major arcana. And when the major arcana show up, it's because something is ready to change whether you are or not. The High Priestess tells me to tell you, look, you are the closest you've ever been to the veil. You can make this decision based on whatever information you've already gathered, because you're a pretty good super sleuth, and your intuition. It feels like this Judgment card here is a really big decision, but it's going to cause a brand new chapter or the birthing of something new. So it could be a business. Whatever it is, I feel like you really, really want it, because the Ten of Cups is here, and the Seven of Cups being here in the reverse tells me you've already made the decision, you've already gotten your perspective, and you're just waiting for this moment where the last puzzle piece fits in order to move on it. Tell me about Cancer. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Knight of Swords. And we've got the Page of Swords. I think that that's what terrifies you. I really feel like you know that once you give the word, so the word on, yeah, go ahead, start building the foundation for the house, or yes, I'm gonna put my signature on that document. Yes, I'm going to buy the house. Here's my signature for the mortgage. It feels like you know that everything then starts to move forward really quickly. And although this is super exciting for you, it's going to begin to move aggressively. The decision you make with the Two of Swords here is going to make things exciting, but it's also nightmare fuel for you. We've got 3, 4, 5 swords, and that tells me that you're already in your head saying, but what if? What if the decision I'm making is not the right decision? We've got the 8 of Cups here. What if I get there to the destination and I realize that I'm just settling? So I feel like this is probably an old scar or an old wound or an old thought pattern that you're having a hard time getting rid of. I feel like this is something I'm supposed to tell you it's time to let go of or detach from. It's an old emotional wound, and whether you're dealing in money or a business or whatever it is that you're dealing in, maybe it's a relationship you're ready to take a step into, I feel like you've done enough research, because the Page of Swords is here, and the Page of Swords is the one who's observing and who is digging up information. I feel like you've got all the information that you could possibly glean from this situation, and so in order to not ruin this whole thing with the Three of Swords, I feel like it's supposed to be an exciting time, but I feel like you feel that something here is about to get real as shit, because the Knight of Swords is here, and look, the Knight of Swords is Gemini. Gemini is just going to say it. It's going to be in your face, and now you've got to move in the direction that you said you were going to move in. You got to put your money where your mouth is, and that's a little bit terrifying. Tell me what the outcome is. The King of Swords. We've got the Seven of Wands. And we've got the Four of Swords in the reverse. I feel like it's time to call the lawyer and say yes. Or it's time to tell the realtor, go ahead and sell it. Or yes, tell them, yes, I'm going to take the house. The King of Swords is here. And so I want to say, first of all, that if this is your energy, you've got all the facts, friend. There's no other facts that are out there. So stop doubting yourself. But the Seven of Wands being here tells me that you still have indecision, even though you're going to go on it. If we can see the way this is broken down here, this person's holding 2 wands. That's the action. That's like being at the crossroads, ready to take action. You see this person is ready to jump over the 5 wands, right? Which means I'm about to jump the hurdle. The hurdle, there's the 5 of Wands, which is holding back or feeling like I can't make a decision. It's you jumping the hurdle of indecision. And the 4 of Swords, of course, in the reverse is, I've thought about it long enough. I've healed long enough. It's time for me to go. I feel like this 3 of Swords is an underlying sort of energy of, what have I just done? The Queen of Swords is here. This is what's around the corner. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Queen of Cups. What did I throw? I feel like I'm supposed to dive for it. They both came out into the reverse. Look, I feel like the Devil in the reverse tells me you just need to release it. I feel like you've been sitting on something for a while, being immovable, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, kind of stubborn, looking over details. When the Queen of Pentacles for me is in the reverse, it's like, do I have enough? I don't think I have enough. Am I enough? Maybe I'm not enough. I better go back and check. It's like rechecking if you shut the stove off, going to the car. Oh, did I miss? My wallet's on the table, I'm sure. And it's like you keep going back and rechecking. It's time to let that go, is what it feels like. Because I feel that you need to talk to yourself in a softer way. The Queen of Swords is here. It's time for you to liberate yourself from the way that you are the harshest critic of you. And it's time for you to pull in the Queen of Cups, who's softer, kinder, more compassionate. Look, you don't have to stop thinking about it, but I think you need to be a little kinder to yourself. I think you're ready for whatever this is, because otherwise the Devil in reverse wouldn't be here, telling you to just let go and make the decision. With the 2 of Pentacles, what's going on here? 2 of Pentacles telling me it's time to make the decision. It's time to go. Do it. We've got Pisces. We've got Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Gemini and Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Virgo, Pisces. More Pisces, Sagittarius. We've got or Pisces energy. Look, listen to your intuition. A lot of Pisces energy. Listen to your intuition. You're going to be fine, friend. Tell me about Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Tell me what's going on with Leo in the next 7 days. My fire family, Leo. Tell me what's going on with Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. We have the 10 of Wands. It's time for you to release something that you've been carrying around. Oh, I just heard Queen, under pressure. That's what I heard. You've been under pressure for something lately. The 6 of Cups is here. The 4 of Wands is here. And the Page of Wands. There's something here that went wrong in the past and you're still carrying it. It's time for you to just let it go, my friend. I think that's what's happening in the next 7 days, because the Ace of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, which is the future energy for me. This Ace of Swords is telling me you're going to get some great clarity and be able to cut something else. The truth of something is coming to light here. And I feel like what you've been carrying around is thoughts from the past. I feel like there is something here that you're trying to build, and I feel like you're trying to temper your excitement. It feels like you're like, I want to be so excited about that, but I don't think I should be. Like it hasn't come to fruition yet. It hasn't worked yet. I don't know if I should be excited about it. The Four of Wands is here though. I feel like you are in the midst of building something or erecting something. It feels like something's not quite stabilized yet, but is in the process of stabilization. And I feel like there is competition for this thing, or you feel like there's competition. Look, it could just be in the mind, right? It feels like there is something here with the Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups. It feels like you're carrying a lot of heavy memories. And so these memories could be like, it didn't work out last time, or I don't feel like I'm very prepared. It feels like you're taking some sort of a small risk here, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking. This person here, these people here, they're trying to prepare this foundation. You can see that she's sort of trying to attach these garlands here to the top, right? It's like they're preparing for some sort of party, excitement, celebration here. And I feel like you're like, well, I don't have it just yet. I'm not going to party just yet. I'm not going to say I've got it just yet. It feels like you're trying to hold back because these heavy memories that you're carrying from the past are influencing you more than the actual exciting thing that's going on in your life at this time. Tell me about the Ten of Wands. What is this? We've got the Eight of Swords. We've got the Ace of Swords, which has come back out again. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. So you've been holding back from making a decision or from getting too excited about something that's already beginning to, the foundation's beginning to form already. But I feel like you've been saying, no, I can't get too excited just yet. The Eight of Swords is here. It's because you're an overthinker. You could suffer with putting yourself in a mental prison, and you're in this mental prison carrying memories from the past, things that didn't work out for you. And so you're trying to temper your excitement. The Four of Pentacles tells me you just can't let go of logic. Like, I believe it when I see it. That's the logic that I think you have right now, Leo. I'll believe it when I see it. That's what the Ace of Swords is telling me. And the Four of Pentacles tells me until then, I'm just going to reserve judgment. I'm just going to hold back just a little bit. I don't want to get into any exciting celebration until I really know that this is actually going to work. It might be something to do with money. You can see somebody is putting money in, maybe someone's going to give you money. Maybe it's a loan, but it feels like it's something that could have to do with, I feel like you are scared to be vulnerable and you don't want to show your excitement because you don't want to look silly if it doesn't work out for you. Because history dictates that shit doesn't work out for you. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. We've got the Hanged Man. And we've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Look, this is all these indications here are that something is about to go down, but hasn't gone down yet because it's not divine timing. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it's not the moment of change. And so I feel like you're feeling this sort of anxious kind of waiting on something. It's like you're third in line and you see the next person walk through the door or get the thing that the bank is giving them or the thing that you think they deserve. And you're like, now you're second in line. It feels like there's a little bit of tempered excitement or a little bit of anxious energy because you're currently in the pause. So the Hanged Man is here, and it tells me that while you are waiting, that you are supposed to use this time effectively to listen to your intuition, to get your own perspective. But it feels like something is taking its time or there's been a delay because now is not the moment for it. But I feel like what you're using your time for is to feel like, oh, this is never going to happen. That's why I haven't heard about the job, because it's not mine. That's why I haven't heard about the loan, because they're not giving it to me. That's what I think you're using this time for. But I think that you're being asked to use this time to actually really dig deep into your intuition and really try and get some sort of feel of what's going on. You need your psychic energy here, friend. Oh, as I said that, the High Priestess came out. Look, we've got the the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. It tells me that while things are in a pause, while things are paused or in this frozen sort of stasis, I want to say, you really need to dig deep into your intuition. Look, if you're a person that throws cards, throw cards. If you're a person who just needs to meditate, to sort of look around in the darkness when you close your eyes, then you need to do that. Whatever it is that you need to do in order to settle yourself, you need to settle yourself. You need to settle your mind with the Knight of Swords being in the reverse. You need to slow down your mind because it's nightmare fuel. It's telling you all the things that could go wrong here, and something is about to absolutely go in your favor, or something's about to go right. You are going to get clarity for it or about it. It's just right now is not the time, like today, as I'm saying, but it'll probably happen in the next 7 days for some of you. The outcome is, look at that, the decision's being made. It may have already been made and you just haven't been notified yet. We've got the Two of Cups. And we've got the Queen of Cups. You know what I just heard when I put the Two of Cups down? You don't understand, Elsie, because my heart is on the line. Somebody here feels like their heart is on the line. You may have asked somebody if they want to go out. Maybe they haven't answered you yet. Maybe you've sent the text and they haven't replied. It feels like that's what this Judgment and Two of Cups is. It feels like somebody's putting their heart on the line. And it doesn't mean that it has to do with love. It means it has to do with emotion. I can't afford to be let down emotionally again, because this is what's been happening up to here. I feel like the Queen of Cups here is telling me that something is going to stabilize itself. We've got two cups, but this particular queen, and I've never seen this before, but this particular queen has also got two cups. Your emotions are about to stabilize, and when they do, I feel like that's when you get this intuitive hit that something is about to work in your favor here. Judgment tells me the decision is already made. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. And I feel like something's about to move forward here, because the Judgment card is the birthing process. It's a brand new cycle that's about to happen here. Around the corner, we have the Page of Swords. Look, you're going to be notified about something. You are. There's a notification coming. Communication is arriving. The Page of Swords is here with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups. I feel like somebody here is going to deliver honest and truthfulness to you, honesty and truth, but they're going to do it in the kindest, sweetest way. The Knight of Cups is sweet and kind and passive, and is somebody who is ready to do it in the right way. I feel like somebody's about to liberate their feelings. It feels like you're waiting for somebody to give you either their take on something. Maybe you're looking for some sort of something that somebody is going to give you in terms of truth or advice on something. I feel like you're going to get that. The Page of Swords is here. Somebody's been observing you from a distance. They might be observing you on social media. Maybe this is a job for some of you. It feels like there is going to be some sort of an observation that's happening right now that is going to bring you to a place of somebody who is going to notify you about whatever is coming up here, that they are ready to give you reciprocal energy. The moment of alchemy is about to take shape here. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. This could be a job. This could be a clean bill of health. This could be the promotion or the raise or whatever it is that is of good rapport, that is going to take you into stability for the next long while. It feels like it really puts you in a place of stability, also in this place of maybe getting a home or going home or being excited. Other people are going to be cheering you on, very excited about whatever is going on here for you. You're going to be able to tell people, look, it finally worked out for me. We've got Pisces energy a couple of times here. We've got Gemini, more Pisces energy. Look, it's all about the intuition and listening to your intuition. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Cancer, Virgo, more Pisces, and yeah, the Ten of Wands, which is Sagittarius. It's happening in Sagittarius season, friend. All right, Virgo. Let's find out what's going on with Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus and Jupiter, tell me about Virgo. How are you, Virgo? Thank you so much for all the ways that you support the channel, Virgo. Just noticed all of those clicks and views on the last video. Thank you so much for that. All right, Virgo, let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Virgo, we've got the Page of Wands. Feels like a little bit of excitement. Something a little exciting is about to happen. It's like something that you didn't think would grow, but you're about to see a little tiny bit of excitement, like the fruits of your labor, it feels like here. We've got the Ten of Wands. Oh, got the Six of Wands. You know what this feels like to me? You know, when you're watching, I don't know if you ever do, but you know, when you're watching those award shows like the Oscars and stuff like that, and then they have the camera on all of the actors and actresses who have been nominated in a certain category. That's what this feels like. It feels like you're being watched, or somebody's watching you as someone else is about to announce something that is exciting, that tells me that you're going on some sort of new path. I feel like some sort of little tiny risk that you took is about to pay off. And you're going to be able to release whatever burden you've been carrying, because I feel like you've been carrying it for a while. And it feels like this is that moment when the camera's on them and we're waiting and the drum is rolling. We're waiting for something to show up here to see who won. I think it's your name they announce. I don't know if you are in this place where you're in competition for something. I don't know. But the Nine of Pentacles is here. There's nothing more that you could have done. I'm just going to say, there's nothing more that you could have done. It's at a place, you are at a place in your life, or whatever it is you've been working on, you're ready to show that to everybody, because it's something that has already grown to a place where people would say, you grew that all by yourself? That's what it feels like. I want to say that no one helped you, that you are somebody who took the information that you learned from people who possibly are in your network or your community, and you applied your own energy, or you applied your own bravery, and it is something here that's going to pay off for you. Whether it's going to pay off in stability or the building of a reputation, like you're going to have a really good reputation after this, of being someone who knows how to take a measured risk. Because I feel that although you took this little risk here, that you had all the practical information, all of the analytics, you kind of knew what the basis was. You knew how to get to where you were going because you're good at the reassessment part of it. It feels like that. The Strength card. We've got the Ace of Wands, which is in the hand of the page. The Strength card is giving me the energy. Look at all this fire here. Wow. Look at all this fire. Something is about to go off. It's Libra, sorry, not Libra, but Leo, Sagittarius and Aries energy. Something that you've been carrying with you for a really long time. You are going to be seen as the person who built it all by yourself. And it's going to pay off really well. For some of you financially, for some of you it's going to pay off in reputation. People are going to be looking at you and saying, you did that by yourself? The Strength card is almost giving me the energy of holding your breath, holding my breath for a moment in this most exciting moment of the Ace of Wands. And then the King of Wands, when people actually see you in all of your wisdom sitting on the throne. Because you know what? The King of Wands has walked through fire. And I think that's why all this firepower is here. I feel like you've really walked through fire for something. And I think that people are going to be shocked and amazed when they see you in all of your wisdom being the winner, sitting at the front, being called to the podium. Like whatever it is, I feel like you're going to be honored for something. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Death card. That's very interesting energy. And the Queen of Swords, because, you know, I always say when the King of Wands shows up, there's not a damn thing, like literally not one thing that will ever keep the King of Wands from what they want. The King of Wands would rather walk off the end of the earth right into a canyon and face certain death rather than say, I didn't get what I wanted. But the Four of Cups here is telling me that against all odds, you rejected everyone else's help, you rejected everyone else's emotions, you rejected everyone else's opinions on all of this and said, if it's the last thing I do, death card, I'm going to do this. And it feels like with the Queen of Swords that you do liberate yourself here, that it almost feels like they call you up to the podium to speak on how you did it. Because it seems like you've really gone through an impossible feat where possibly there was like, maybe you fought a fire by yourself. Maybe you're a hero. I don't know what it is, but it feels like you did the impossible. We have the High Priestess. And the reason that you were able to complete it is because you listened to the self. The thing is I feel like you're taking everyone by surprise because all this fire is here. And I feel like you made it look like it was nothing because the Nine of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And unless Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is fire in the rising, this is not somebody who's going to be out front. This is someone who's going to be in the background, grinding, doing what they have to do, going over the details, figuring out what it is that they need in order to be successful. But the High Priestess is here. I feel like you were completely silent about all the working and the grinding you were doing. And I think that you were rejecting everyone else's ideas. Nope, that's not the way it's going down. Nope, that's not. I have all the details. I know what's going to happen here. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We have the Five of Pentacles. You really came from nothing. Look, you're the long shot. So I just saw in my mind's eye, Charlie just showed me all the horses. The cage opens and all the horses are running. And only once in my life did I ever win on a horse that was a long shot. And I feel like you were the long shot. I don't think you're the one out front. I think you came from behind. The Five of Pentacles is here. We've got the Page of Pentacles, and you didn't have a lot to work with. I think you just made the decision to do it with $5 in your pocket. The Two of Wands, you made the decision to do it with $5 in your pocket. That's what it feels like here. But the Six of Pentacles is here. I feel like you gave more than you needed to. You did the grind. You made the decision. This person's standing on top of a castle, by the way. I think that you are about to be awarded, or somebody's about to pat you on the back or give you some sort of a promotion or a raise, or your reputation is about to blow up because you did the impossible here. You made a decision with, if we're talking money, $5 in your pocket, basically nothing. You made something from nothing. The Ace of Pentacles is here. You literally made something from nothing. Two of Cups is here. And the World card is here. And I think for you, Virgo, there was just no... you made no bones about it. You're like, well, there's no way I was going to fail. Nobody ever told me that there was an option to fail. The World card is here. The door was open. There was no way the door was closing without me actually physically closing the door. The Ace of Pentacles is here with the Two of Cups. I feel like you probably deepened the commitment to yourself and said, if all I have is $5, I'm going to make it work. That means I'm going to have to put in more effort, time, energy than anyone else ever has on this thing, but I am going to make it work. I've got the Moon energy. It's the reveal. People are going to be shocked when they see that you just did it with really no plan, or what they feel like was no plan. Because I don't think everybody thought that you were going to do it. I think that they counted you out because you were taking so long to do it. You kept reassessing or changing the path or going around it a different way. And I think you were keeping it all to yourself. And so they counted you out. Because the Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse. They're like, you can just forget Virgo. They're like sixth in line. There's no way that they're going to make it. I'm the one that's going to do it. But I feel like when you show up here, yeah, and you tell them exactly how you did it, they're going to be shocked. We have the Queen of Cups in the distance. I feel like you knew you could. Tell me what is going on here. We've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces, Virgo. We've got Cancer and Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, more Cancer. We've got Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Oh, look at that. Very interesting. You are going to shock everyone. I feel like there is a big shocker showing up here. All right. Let's talk about you, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra for the next 7 days. Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra. We've got the King of Swords. Oh, you're showing up big time here. We've got Strength. You're showing up in your grown-up boots, Libra. We've got Judgment here next. And we've got the Seven of Swords. Oh, are you doing the sneak attack? What's going on here? Libra, I don't think anybody expects that you are the King of Swords. They might think you're like the Page of Swords or the Knight of Swords. I don't think that they're expecting you to show up in your kinged energy. I don't really know what that means. Maybe you can tell me. But the Strength card is here. I think that you've been holding back from making a decision that maybe you've already decided. Like, it almost feels like this. It feels like there's a decision to be made, but you have to go at it slowly in little tiny increments so you're okay with it. And I feel like it's taken you so long to make some sort of a decision that somebody here has thought, well, Libra's holding back. Libra just doesn't want it then. They see you as detached. They see you as somebody who's detached from them, detached from the situation. Maybe you don't want the job. Maybe you don't want the relationship. Maybe you don't want the friendship. Somebody's counted you out. Because of the Seven of Swords and the Judgment card, I feel like there's a decision you've already made here, but that you are trying to digest it in little smaller increments and trying to find the courage to say it out loud is what it feels like. We have the Angel of the Night here in this particular deck. It is the Tarot of the Night, is the Angel of the Night. This is specific to this deck, and it does indicate that the dark time is over for you. So this delay, or the way people see you, could be because you were still in some sort of a dark night of the soul, or that it was a hard cycle for you to get through. This feels like a change of mind, that you're finally disconnecting or detaching from dark night of the soul energy, and it's allowed you to open your heart space. Very interesting. Tell me about the King of Swords. I don't think that someone is expecting you to show up as the king with all the facts, with the confidence of a king, the wisdom of a king. Somebody here is counted you out and said, well, I guess Libra's just not interested then in the job, in the situation, in the relationship. Tell me about the King of Swords. We've got the Empress. All right. So we could be dealing in an Empress, somebody who's a Taurus or a Libra, someone who's in Venusian energy, but also someone who I feel is at a certain place in their life. So this is a person of a certain age, and if they aren't, they're a person of a certain bit of wisdom. They've been through a lot of things. This is somebody who you would see as being, from the outside looking in, they look like they have it all together. Maybe a little bit intimidating, this energy. Tell me about the Empress. The Eight of Wands is here. I feel like the Empress has been wanting to move forward on something here, but it feels like this Empress might be the person, or maybe you are the Empress, sees you as somebody who is holding back or has counted themselves out. The Ace of Pentacles is here. Do you know what it is? I feel like the Empress is holding back as well. I feel like there are two people holding back. I feel like if you are the masculine, you are the King of Swords. I feel like if you are the feminine, you are the Empress. So I feel like if I'm talking about you as the masculine, I feel like this Empress, that could be a Taurus or a Libra, it don't have to be, it could be any sign, because of all the Queen energies that are within the Empress. I feel like somebody here has just sort of counted you out and said, okay, well, I guess Libra's not interested in me. If you are the Empress, you've probably counted out the King of Swords. You probably said, okay, well, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, whoever they are, they're just not interested. I feel like the Empress is moving forward to make an investment somewhere else. I feel like the Empress is ready for investment, but the Empress is not going to be the one to chase, because the Empress knows their worth. And they know that if they chase something, they could be chasing the wrong thing. The Empress knows that if it shows up at my door, then that's the thing that is for me. So the Ace of Pentacles is with the Empress. I feel like the Empress is ready to move forward, but sees you, Libra, if you were the masculine, sees you, Libra, as somebody who is not willing, not an unwilling participant. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Nine of Cups. And we got the Justice in the reverse. I feel like you feel like you're trying to listen to the intuition, first of all, but I also feel like you're somebody who really will remain silent until which time everything is in its place and is ready to move forward. You feel like you're wobbling just a little bit. If you are the King of Swords, I feel like you're wobbling just a little bit. The Nine of Cups is here. I want to say that it almost feels like with the Justice card in the reverse that you don't want to interfere in anyone else's happiness. It almost feels like you don't really know if what you have to offer is what the Empress wants. But it's probably because you've never asked. But the Justice card is here, but it's in the reverse. It feels like you think that you will have no justice in your wish fulfillment. So I think you're sitting in your silence. High Priestess, Seven of Swords. You're sitting in silence, wondering, how do I say it? Because I think you've already made the decision with the Judgment card here that you do want to move forward with the Empress, but you just haven't decided how to say it yet. You've got the Sun, but I think you will. It feels like even though, because the Sun is looking over at Justice in the reverse, even though you don't feel like this person is going to accept your offer, I feel like you are going to make an offer nonetheless. The Four of Cups is here, the Nine of Swords is here, and the Hermit. I feel like that's the reason that you're quiet right now. Because you feel like, with the Four of Cups being here, that you're going to be rejected. The Nine of Swords is here. That's what you're worried about. I feel like this Hermit energy here is, I'm just keeping to myself, keeping in my four walls, because I really don't know what to do at this point. Tell me what the outcome is. I think that you've made the decision, but you just don't know how to say it, because this energy is Aquarius energy, right? Of course, we're in a general reading, so it's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But Aquarius can be very sharp with their words, can be very honest and truthful to a point where it's a little bit cringy. So I don't think that you know how to say it without saying it in a way where you're not really sure if this person is going to take you seriously, and so you're not saying it just yet. You're keeping your decision under the surface here. The outcome, we've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Wands. So it does feel like here that you will be making some sort of big, bold move. I don't think that whomever we're talking about here is expecting you to do that. But the Two of Pentacles here tells me that a decision goes from the thought process, from being silent within myself, to actually saying something in the 3D. It feels like with the Two of Pentacles, you actually take what you're thinking about and it materializes in the 3D. The Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands here tells me you're about to make a bold move and you're about to leap right out of the Four of Pentacles, which is a place where you've been holding back, waiting for the right time to jump off the diving board into the deep end. I feel like you're waiting for the pool to fill, and it's taking a little longer than you thought it would. The Queen of Wands is here. I feel like this is the big bold move, but I also feel like somebody here is like there's an incredible attraction, and I think that's what terrifies you. And somebody has a status that makes you feel nervous. It almost feels like you feel you can't add to this person because it looks like they have it all. Tell me what's around the corner, Libra. We have the Chariot. We have the Knight of Wands. I think you're going to be brave and go. You're going to be brave, friend. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, regardless of whether you feel like you're enough or have enough. Whether you feel like you have enough financially or enough stability, the Knight of Wands is always brave. Yep. The Knight of Wands is taking a look in the mirror and saying, I look good. This person's not going to be able to say no. I have a feeling you look good, Libra. And I think that's what you're going on, but I think that you have way more than that to offer, and you don't understand that. The Chariot tells me that you're going to do it. You are. And you're going to have victory. You will. I think that there's an incredible attraction here between the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Like, wow, like boom, sort of attraction. We have the King of Cups, but everybody's keeping it under the surface. Because look, the Empress isn't chasing. And you're not saying anything. You're in silent mode right now because of the High Priestess and Seven of Swords. And I feel like the King of Cups is feeling a lot of things under the surface, but is not saying anything on the surface. I feel like, though, in the next 7 days, you're going to make the decision to say something. Look at that. The Angel of the Night is back. It's time for you to realize that you're out of this hard place. The Six of Swords is here. You've already moved away from this hard place. I think that you think you're going to be rejected, but look, the Ten of Cups is here. I don't think you're going to be rejected. I think this is going to bring a lot of joy. But we're looking at kings and empresses, so maybe you feel like you're not enough. Maybe you feel like you're not an emperor, so maybe the Empress isn't interested. We have Leo energy. We have Libra and Taurus. We have Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Libra. We've got Taurus energy. We've got Pisces energy, Virgo and Pisces, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Very interesting. Let's find out what's going on for Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. What do we need to know about Scorpio? Tell me about Scorpio. Scorpio, you're my jam. You're my sister sign. You're the opposite on the Zodiac for me, but I tell you what, and I never would have believed it until I started to get familiar with energy and Zodiac placements, that I'm talking about sun signs right now, or even in the rising. Look, if there's a Scorpio within a mile radius of me, I'm going to feel them. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces moon, but there's something about a Scorpio that no one else has. And it makes Scorpios are drawn to me and I'm drawn to Scorpio. Friends or lovers, one of the two. Let's find out what's going on for you, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. We've got the Four of Cups in the reverse. Oh, you are about to be vulnerable, friend. We've got the Ten of Cups. You know that this is what is at stake here. I think that the Four of Cups in the reverse is a little bit terrifying, but I also feel like you know what's at stake. If you cannot be open with your emotions, then there's no way you can have the joy of the Ten of Cups. Tell me more about Scorpio. We've got the Queen of Cups. Look at all these cups here. We asked for Scorpio energy and we got it. And we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like you're about to be brave about something here, Scorpio. I feel like this is probably, I'm talking to someone who probably has fire in the rising, or someone who's being very brave, one of the two. It does feel like you have lost at love before. It feels like a big one though. Like, I'm gonna say, like, look at this queen, right? She's pouring one cup back into, look at all that water. I feel like you have been hurt, but, and I don't care how many times it was. It feels like it was one, and it was big. It was deep. Like it was really deep. And I think that that is what has been causing you to be in this Four of Cups in the upright. It's in the reverse today, which tells me that you know that you have to be emotionally available or emotionally open in order to be able to be able to even be worthy of the Ten of Cups. But I feel like this is terrifying to you. So I think that you're just going to do it. Because the Knight of Wands is brave. The Knight of Wands is charging in, and the Knight of Wands is brave. I feel like we're talking about someone you already know, because the Three of Pentacles is here. It does feel like this is somebody who's like at your workplace, or somebody who is possibly somebody who's in your wheelhouse, in your network, like somebody that you know, a friend of a friend, or maybe this is a group, a social group for you. But it feels like you're about to be brave with your feelings. And I think this is after you may have been single for a long while, because I feel like whatever you were hurt, whoever hurt you last time impacted you to a point where you said, that's it. I'm going to walk off the edge of this earth into the grave, and I don't give a damn if anybody wants to be in a relationship with me. But I think that you've met somebody that has changed your mind, changed this Four of Cups into the reverse. We have the Hermit energy. Whoever this is bringing you out of your Hermit energy. We've got the two, no, not the two, but the Lovers. I was going to say the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, look at that. So I think this is the case. The case is this. I don't really need anybody. I never did. I wasn't ever going to get into another relationship again until I met the Queen of Cups. That's the mate for Scorpio, right? That's somebody who's mirroring your energy. I feel like there is an unspoken emotional bond here where we feel romantic when we look at each other, talk to each other. It feels like if you were to make a choice, and I'm not saying that you will. Look, you're going to make your own choice. You're a Scorpio. You're a little bit stubborn, move really slow, very strategic. I feel like if you were to choose, and I'm not saying you will, I'm not pushing you into anything. I think it would be this person. I think that you have been in hermit mode for a long time, which tells me that you've not been dating. You've not been interested in anybody. But I feel like now you've met somebody who is stirring something under the surface for you. Tell me about Scorpio. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Temperance card. You're waiting for the right time, Mr. or Mrs. Scorpio, whoever you are. You are waiting for the right time to make a bold move. You are listening to the universe, one ear to the sky. You're listening to the universe. You know that you have this Ace of Pentacles in hand and you're ready to plant the seed, but you are waiting for the universe to tell you when the go time is. It's going to be when you feel the most confident, you feel the most balanced, you feel the most healed. So if you're getting anxiety in the chest as I'm talking about this, right now is not the time. I feel like when you do make the move, you are going to make a big, bold move. You might be in the Knight of Wands energy right now, which means like you're really like hubba, like really attracted to this person. But the Queen of Wands is different, right? The Queen of Wands is measuring their fire. This is someone who's not scared to take a leap. They're not scared to walk through fire. That's how the Queen of Wands got to the throne in the first place, is by taking chances and risks and walking through fire. I feel like you are going to make a bold move. But I feel like you're going to make a bold move when the universe says it's time. Because Temperance is here and you're waiting for some sort of shift of energy or a moment of alchemy, or when you feel the most healed, or you feel like, whew, okay, I can do this. Six of Pentacles. And it could be this. Look, maybe this isn't even a romantic, like you're not even taking a step forward romantically. Maybe this is, I just want to give this person, let them know that I'm in their wheelhouse. Because I saw the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and the Three of Pentacles is on the top shelf. So it's almost like we've met each other. Oh, the Two of Pentacles. She's looking over at the Two of Pentacles. I never noticed that before. She's looking over at the Two of Pentacles and not really looking at the pentacle that someone is offering her. The lady on the desk, the girl that's standing is not looking at the lady on the desk. She's looking at the Two of Pentacles. Do I make a decision to enter this person's world? I think that's the decision that you're making right now. I feel like there is somebody here that you want to give reciprocal energy to. And I feel it's because you do have some sort of a romantic feel about them, but I think you want to get to know them more. I think you just want to move slow, give reciprocal energy, and wait for the universe to tell you whether this is the one or not. Tell me about Scorpio. What's the outcome? We've got the Five of Wands in the reverse. Oh, I kind of like it in the reverse. We've got the Three of Cups. I think you're going to wait till the next time you see them. And I think you don't see them all the time. And I think that's because of the Three of Pentacles. But now the Three of Cups tells me that they are somebody who's possibly in your social circle or somebody that you only meet during celebrations. We all get together at a certain time to do one thing. So maybe you get together once a month, or this is a group or a social group that you get together with. Maybe it's a ball team or something like that, or a sports team of some sort. We get together once a month and we watch a sports event. Like, it feels like you don't see this person all the time, but I think that you are waiting for the right moment. And I think that the right moment for you is going to be the next time you see them, because the Five of Wands being in the reverse tells me, I don't care if there's competition. I'm just going to walk over and make conversation. Strength card. You've been holding back up until now because you've been in the Hermit energy, but I feel like you are ready to get some sort of I think there's a real sexual connection here is what the Strength card is giving me, that there's a passionate, fiery sort of, you're going to walk up to this person and make your presence known is what it is. And then you're going to start giving them reciprocal energy because you see them as a potential mate or somebody who matches you or matches your energy or mirrors you. Tell me what's around the corner for Scorpio. We've got the Nine of Wands. You're almost there. I think you're getting ready. One wand for me is a week, and we've got 9 here, and the Queen is holding one. So it tells me that maybe this is going to happen in the next 7 days. We've got the Page of Wands. You might just reach out and connect with this person in text if you know how to do that, if you know how to message them, if you're connected with them that way. But other than that, I feel like there is some sort of passion running underneath the surface, that you're getting ready to make some sort of a risk. And it's a measured risk, right? Because we're talking page, we're not talking huge risk. But the 9 and the 1 in the hand of the page is 10. I feel like you are releasing some sort of anxious feeling, and you're just going to go for it. You're going to wait for the High Priestess and Temperance. To me, that is when they're locked in together. That is, I'm solid. My intuition says yes. And I feel like you're a person who lives based on your intuition. That's right. The old chapter's going to end. And then Temperance shows up with the High Priestess and said, boom, it's time. So I feel like this World card tells me maybe you're going to do it in the new year, right? Maybe you're going to wait till the end of the year, or maybe you're going to wait till New Year's Eve. It could be that. We do have the Seven of Cups, and right now I feel like you're everywhere, I'm going to say. Oh, there you go. You're up in your head everywhere. The Emperor. It feels like you are going to pursue, but you're going to wait for some sort of ending of some event. So I don't know if you're going to be at a social event and then wait to the ending of that event. Wait till the doors are ready to close, or wait till you're ready to leave. Maybe you'll say something. Can I give you a ride home? Or do you want to go out for coffee? I don't really want to go home just yet. Like, it feels like, can we go somewhere else and buy you a drink? Like, it feels like that. But I feel like this is where you are right now. 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups. That this is sort of nerve-wracking, overwhelming. But you're going to know the World, the High Priestess, and Temperance. Boom. The puzzle piece fits, and it's time to say something. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Pisces. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, Gemini. More Cancer energy, Pisces energy, and Virgo. All right. Here we go. Birthday babies. Hello, Sagittarius. Happy birthday, friends. How's it going? Tell me when your birthday is, hey? I want to say happy birthday to you. I hope you're well. My fire family, let's find out what's going on for you, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Sag. What does Sag need to know in the next 7 days, Sagittarius? The next 7 days. Tell me about Sag. We've got the King of Pentacles, Sag. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I just heard Charlie, who is my guide, by the way. Charlie just said, because it means a lot. And then I pulled out the second pentacle. Let's find out what that means here. We've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. There's something here that you're really giving a lot of thought to. It feels like I'm giving a lot of thought to it. I really want to move slowly here. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Yep. It feels like you are... there's something here that means a lot to you, Sag. And that's why you're going slow. That's why you are reassessing or making sure that everything is in its place. You want to make sure that when you step forward to do whatever you're stepping forward to do, it feels like you want to make sure that you're stable or solid, or that you are confident enough to step forward. We've got 7, 8, 9 Pentacles. It feels like there's something here that you have been creating, doing on your own, or you've been by yourself while something's been growing. It feels like you have dropped a seed and you're expecting that with a lot of work and a lot of nurturing, a lot of hard work, that it will grow. I think it will grow exponentially because we've got the Ace of Pentacles that goes to the King of Pentacles. So it feels like it does grow really fast, but it's going to take a lot of work. And I think that you're being very careful, very mindful, and thinking out every single step along the way. I think you're just being very careful about something because it means a lot. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Seven of Swords. And we've got the Two of Cups. You're keeping your feelings under the surface, or there is somebody who's keeping their feelings under the surface that they have for you. I think that when you see this person, now I don't really know which way it is, but it feels like when you are sitting or standing or whatever you're doing face to face with this person, I feel like this is the face you give them. I think you give them Libra, someone who's very harmonious, someone who's very balanced, who's, someone who's very stable. I feel like all the while, though, the way he's looking at her, she's not looking at him, but he's looking at her like, oh my gosh, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. We've got the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Cups. It does really feel like there is somebody here who's been hiding their feelings. Hiding their feelings, and I feel like as this person, whether it's you or them, has been hiding their feelings about the other one, I feel like things have been growing exponentially. That somebody's taking their time, and they're being patient, and they're reassessing, and they're thinking it out, and they're being very balanced and metered and harmonious with the way they approach the situation. You could be, if you are the person who is on the approach, you could be the person who is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or possibly the person you're approaching is for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and you know that an earth sign is going to move slow. So you're being very thoughtful, but I really do feel like with the Knight of Cups that this could be a financial thing. This could be a job thing. This could be waiting on something to be said in your favor. It feels like it's been taking a long time, that there has been a delay, but I think it's a purposeful delay. I think that you've caused the delay, or the other person sees that you like to move slow, and so they're moving slow. It does feel like it is emotional, though. Look at that. The Lovers has shown up with the Two of Cups. This is definitely a connection that we both feel. It's on both sides here. We've got the Five of Swords. Someone's fighting themselves from coming forward, though, Two of Swords. I haven't yet made the decision. I'm keeping it under the surface. I want to move really slowly because it means a lot to me. It feels like somebody has already dropped some seeds of emotion, or the way they look at you, or the way you look at them. I don't think that you're imagining that, by the way. If you've caught a look from them, or they've been looking at you from across the room, or something like that, you're not imagining it. This is, you can be pretty sure, right? The King of Pentacles is very sure about how they invest themselves, time, energy, effort, and money. And so I think that it really means a lot to you. And so you're taking your time, or someone else is taking their time with you. Maybe it means a lot to them. The Five of Swords tells me that someone is fighting themselves about making a choice, because they know when they make the choice, it's going to be permanent. But they also want to make the right choice, or the most harmonious choice, or the one that keeps them in most balance, because the Two of Swords is Libra energy. So it feels like someone's fighting themselves or arguing with themselves in their head about, maybe I should just keep it quiet. Maybe I should just give it more time. We've got the Page of Cups. No, somebody's going to say something. I feel like there is some sort of excitement, or some sort of something that is going to be announced. Somebody is going to say it. It's just going to show up. And in a moment, I don't think that they're planning it. I'm just going to say, I think that when you see this person the next time, when you are together with them, they're just going to act like it's a normal, everyday thing. And then, boof, all of a sudden, pop. There it is. They're finally going to say something. Or they're going to give you some small, really metered amount of emotion, which is maybe they'll run to open the door for you, or maybe you'll run to open the door for them. Or it feels like somebody is going to show you some sort of little bit of affection, or the other way around. I'm not really sure which way it is, to be honest. Tell me what is in the outcome, though. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's coming into the 3D. This is a decision to me that's being made in the 3D. This is no longer a thought process. It's no longer in my head. It's now becoming real. We've got the High Priestess, something that has been quiet, something that's been mysterious. I've not been saying it. I'm just going to bring it into the 3D and say it. Hanged Man. So there's been a pause, a quiet pause here, and I feel like something here is about to go down, because there will be no more quiet pause after this. Around the corner, we have the Six of Pentacles. There it is. There's the Six of Pentacles is the reciprocal energy, right? Five of Pentacles is here. I think the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Swords in the reverse is telling me that you are in a little bit of a stall, because you feel like you're going to be rejected. But I feel like the Six of Pentacles is telling me no. I don't think you're going to be rejected, and I don't think that somebody is going to reject you. I don't think you'll reject the other person. I feel like there's mutual feelings here with the King of Cups and the Two of Cups and the Lovers here. It feels like somebody is... I feel like somebody knows that they have to step up. They have to be in their kinged energy to step up. I feel like it is a masculine who is going to be stepping up. So whoever that is to you, it could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. It doesn't have to be. But it feels like somebody knows they have to step into their emotionally available energy in order to be able to approach you. Because I feel like you could be a High Priestess. I feel like you're somebody who feels people's vibes. And if the vibe is off, you're out. And so I feel like the King of Cups, this is why somebody's showing up as the King of Cups, because they know that that's the emotionally intelligent, emotionally aware, emotionally available energy. We do have the Ace of Swords. Somebody's going to say something. Yes, somebody's going to give clarity to somebody else here. So it feels like there is two people here, and somebody's going to give clarity to someone else here after a period of pause, or somebody is not expecting it, because I feel like... someone here is feeling like, oh, they're just not interested, because that's how it will seem with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is going to give you sort of mixed energy in that they're not going to say anything, but they'll act a certain way. You know, they'll pull out your chair, or they'll get the door, or they're just going to act a certain way, but they're not going to say it. So whatever feeling you're getting, because the High Priestess is here, is the right feeling. I'm going to say that you're not crazy. We've got the Pisces energy here, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We've got Gemini energy here. Yes, we have Libra energy here as well. We have Gemini, we have Cancer, more Gemini energy, Aquarius energy. We have Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah. We got all the air energies here. There's going to be some communication for sure. Let's talk about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the Earth cousin. Tell me about Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know in the next 7 days? Capricorn, something is already moving. Feels like something's already in motion here. Six of Swords. Oh, the Two of Cups is here. So you might already be in a relationship. Or you could be deepening a connection with someone who's a friend or someone who you're romantically interested in. But I think that it's already moving in the right direction. We've got the World card. We're about to enter a new phase of the relationship, though. And the Emperor is here. So we're about to enter a new phase of the relationship. It feels like somebody knows that the next phase of the relationship is coming, but I'm trying to keep it all together. I'm trying to make this person think I know what I'm doing, that I'm in control of it all, and it's all good. The World card, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo energy. It does feel like the end of a cycle is coming. It really does feel like the next phase, or the next phase where we figure out who is in the masculine energy and who's in the feminine energy, because understand that it's different for everybody, and not everybody's relationships. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you're primarily in masculine energy, and just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean you're primarily in feminine energy. Those can flip-flop depending on who you are and who you love. So we have this Emperor energy, which is in fact the masculine leaning energy, but the Emperor also has a bit of feminine energy. I would say that somebody here is about to step up as the masculine energy, and we're going to the next phase of our friendship, of our relationship, or it could be work. Just saying. Tell me about the Six of Swords. We've got the Death card. Yep, something is changing here. The Lovers is in the reverse. We've got the Four of Pentacles. You know what it feels like? If this is a couple, it feels like, and it does feel like it's a couple, it feels like there's two people. So whether it's platonic or romantic, and it could be either, because the Two of Cups isn't always romantic. It's just two people who have shown affection or emotion to each other, and that can be platonic or romantic, and we've deepened our connection. So I feel like the Four of Pentacles, one of the people in this friendship or relationship here, romantic or otherwise, is really holding on tight to the hope that things are going to move to the next level of our friendship or our romance ship. It feels like with the Death card here that something is ending so something can begin, and the Lovers being in the reverse here tells me that I'm not really sure what phase we're in or what the next phase is. I'm not really sure if somebody wants to go all in or if they think that we are a good fit for each other, but one of you is holding on to the hope that it is. It feels like it's already in motion, so somebody is going to surprise the other person with some sort of, okay, are we going to the next phase of our friendship? And look, if it is a friendship, it's not like we stand at each other and say, we don't stand in front of each other and say, we're going to the next phase of the friendship. But this might look like somebody who invites you to the family dinner, or somebody who invites you to their holiday party, or, they're starting to include you in the group of people that they love a lot. And so that might mean that is the next phase of the relationship if it's platonic, but could be romantic as well. We've got the Eight of Cups. We've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, I've got to make a decision because I don't want to get stagnant in the place that we're in right now. Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords, but it's worrisome. Somebody here is worried that they're going to be rejected. It feels like someone's taking a shot in the dark, but I know that it can't stay where it is because it will get stagnant if we keep it where it is. In other words, if this is romantic and I don't say, I really just want to date you exclusively, this person could go back into the dating pool. Or if this is a friendship and you don't start making decisions about, I'm going to invite this person to meet my other friends, maybe you could lose this person's friendship. So it feels like it is a little bit nerve-wracking based on maybe things that have happened in the past. It feels like an old wound that you're carrying, but you are about to make a decision, an important decision about where this goes next, because I don't want this to get stagnant as to where it is. I feel like one of you has already made the decision that they're going to ask the other one, is what it feels like here. We've got the Eight of Swords. Somebody has been thinking about it over and over and over again here. Four of Cups, in the comfort zone of being in their head. Page of Cups, they're just going to say it. They're going to blurt it out after really thinking about it strategically and figuring out what is the next phase of my life. That's what the Hermit's doing. The Hermit's looking at what is the next phase of my life. Am I on the right path? Am I spiritually in place? Do I have enough? Am I enough? Going over the details of the self. So somebody here has been in this comfort zone of overthinking, but they know that they have to make a decision and say something, or maybe this just is going to stay where it is and it fizzles out. What's the outcome here? We've got the High Priestess, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Somebody does make a move after being silent about all of this for a really long time, brings the soft words, but the honest ones, because the Queen of Swords is here with the truth, the honesty, the boundaries, beating to their own drum. I'm just going to say it the way I say it. I'm going to be honest and truthful with the way that I say it, but I'm going to say it in the kind, most compassionate way that I know how. So it's a really soft delivery, but it really is, this almost feels Piscean to me a little bit, even though I know that this is Libra and this is, well, yeah, I guess it could be Pisces or Cancer, but it feels like this is a really soft delivery of someone who's being really honest. So someone who's actually drawing the line in the sand and saying, are we going forward from here? Because if not, I'm going to back away from this. Somebody's being really honest about it, but they're also being kind of soft, sweet, kind about it. But the High Priestess being here as well tells me that somebody intuitively knows that they've got to say something. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the Ten of Swords. There it is. See, it feels like somebody is going for it and they know that this could break their heart. That if that person says no about wanting to be included, then I'm just not going to ask again. And if this is a relationship and this person says, no, I'm not interested in going to the next level, then somebody knows they have to make a really big decision to release this, bring it to an end or let it go. But it's going to feel like an act of betrayal. Got the Two of Pentacles. So someone is currently in this energy of going back and forth about whether they should make a decision or not. And I think that they know that they have to. Look at this, the Fool just popped out with the King of Pentacles. So I feel like it goes like this. It looks something like someone saying, look, I know that we've had a little bit of a bumpy road, but we can navigate all of the obstacles that are in the distance because I feel like I'm a good driver. I feel like I know where I'm going. I feel like I do have a good path. I'm pretty solid, grounded. I move slow. It feels like somebody here is saying, just take the leap with me. I'll catch you. I'm solid. I'm solid. We can do this together. So whether it's friendship or platonic or romantic, it feels like somebody here is on the edge of saying something, and opening their heart and allowing somebody in. I'm going to allow you to come into my life. Whether you say yes or no is completely on you. We've got Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, more Virgo energy, Cancer. We've got Gemini, Aquarius. We've got Virgo, Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Cancer, and Gemini. All right. Aquarius. Tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius. What's going on in the next 7 days? Sneak peek for this week for Aquarius. Tell me about Aquarius. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. So there's something here that you've been putting a lot of effort and time into here. You've been nurturing a path and keeping it very quiet. You've been playing Jenga. Why would you say that? So I do have and sometimes he speaks in metaphors. I do have a guide. His name's Charlie. And Charlie sometimes will speak in a metaphor. He said, you've been playing Jenga. I feel like you've been very careful about where you place things in your life. Aquarius, the High Priestess is here. You've been very quiet about some sort of decision a decision process, I will say. It's maybe a reassessment phase, or it feels like you have intentionally made some decision to take a path that you know you've got to put a lot of work into. It's intentional, though. You understand that the work that is ahead is a lot. The Ace of Cups is here. And we've got the King of Swords. Well, very interesting, because that's Aquarius energy here. I feel like this Ace of Cups tells me that you're ready to open your heart, but you're also being very cynical about it, if that makes sense. The King of Swords tells me that you have thought about this to the nth degree. Like, there's no other piece of information, there's no other facts, there's nothing else. It feels like now you're just in a loop thinking about something. You're about to make some sort of a decision. And I think it's because you've put a lot of work into just thinking about this Jenga thing, right? So, you know, when you play Jenga, you're very careful about tapping a piece and pulling it out so everything doesn't fall. So it feels strategic to me. Gosh, that is such an Aquarius thing. It's very strategically emotional, is what it is. And so let's talk about this Seven of Pentacles. Tell me about this Seven of Pentacles, please. It feels like you know what you want the end result to be, but you're thinking about it from the end result. You're thinking about it backwards. Those of you that have that plan this way, I'm going to say, you're the person that says, I have to be there at 5 o'clock, which means I've got to be in the shower by 3 o'clock, which means I've got to have dinner on the go by 2 o'clock, which means I've got to have all of my shopping done by 1 o'clock, right? You look at the end result and then you start planning your way back. That's what the Seven of Pentacles is giving me. You know what you want the end result to be, but it feels like the Seven of Pentacles is like you planning your way back. The Four of Swords is here. We've got the Empress. And the Seven of Cups. You've been very quiet with someone here while you've been making these plans. It feels like you could be very quiet with the Empress. The Empress could just be abundance and stability. You could be making a plan to start a business. It feels like you've been building something under the surface, whether that's your confidence, a thought pattern or process, or you've been playing Jenga with yourself. It feels like the Empress energy could also be a person. So take that for whatever it is, first of all. It feels like you're wondering if this Empress is actually someone who is a real Empress, like who is really healed. It feels like you're confused about that, or that maybe it's an illusion. Maybe this person isn't an Empress. I think you're trying to decide whether this person is someone who you should be intimidated by or not. And I don't mean intimidated physically. I mean, like, you might be a person who's a king, but this person is an Empress. This person is someone of a certain age. This person is someone who kind of has all of their crap together, someone who doesn't really need you, someone who makes their own decisions. They're also the Queen of Swords, by the way, so they can go with you toe to toe and they can just discuss anything. They're very highly intelligent. Like, it feels like that sort of, is this person really the Empress that I think they are? I might have to play a little Jenga with the Empress to figure out whether or not this is, if I can win this battle without collapsing the whole tower. Let's take a look at why Justice is here. We have the Four of Pentacles. So you're reserving judgment here is what you're doing. You're reserving judgment and going very strategically and very slowly because you don't know what to expect. I don't think you've dealt with an Empress before. When you deal with an Empress, understand that the Empress is somebody who doesn't need anybody. So the Empress is someone who is very comfortable in their own space. They've built their own their own business. They've built their own finances. They are somebody who's very confident. They'll go out by themselves. They'll take themselves out for dinner. They'll go to a movie. They can date themselves. They don't really need it. They want what they want. Like, it's not like the Empress doesn't want someone else in their life, but they're okay if no one else comes along. The Ten of Swords being in the reverse tells me I don't want to get hurt. The Four of Pentacles is that's what you're really holding on to. I really don't want to get hurt, but I can't see whether or not this is going to end up in my favor or not. It might be because the Empress is also the Queen of Swords. This is someone who's also very strategic. So I feel like what you want to do is wait until the confusion clears, until the illusion clears, and then you're going to feel it out. It feels like you want to make sure that everything is in balance because you're really terrified of getting hurt with the Ten of Swords in the reverse. You're holding on to something from the past, by the way, because you've been hurt so much in the past. And we do have the Page of Wands, but there really is a spark here that you want to, that you're curious about. You want to know, is this compatible? Are we compatible as kings and empresses? And look, just because you're showing up as the King of Swords doesn't mean that you're not an emperor. It just means that you're going forward in this very highly intelligent, strategic, sort of factual way, head over heart way. You're not getting lost in your emotions. You're metering this heart energy with the King of Swords, saying, you know, I'm just going to be very logical about how I feel about the situation. I'm gonna be quiet about how I feel about the situation until I figure out if there is a spark, if this is exciting, if it's worth being curious about, if it's worth following the new path. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Somebody's making a decision here. And the Sun. I'm going to say, Aquarius, make sure that you wait until the right time. And the right time is not going to be the time that you're like freaking out. Oh my God, is it not going to work? Is it going? That's not the right time. The right time is when you're confident, when you're standing there sturdy and you're good. And you know that you're ready to go in with your heart on your sleeve, like the King of Cups, holding out that goblet, right? Holding out all the emotions and saying, this is my decision. I'm ready. I've had the breakthrough. So I feel like you will know when the time is right to make this decision to move forward here. I feel like you will feel balanced. You will feel confident and you will be ready. That's going to be your breakthrough. You will feel happy, like this is going to work out fine. So wait for that moment before you do the big reveal. But I feel like there is somebody on your mind here and you're wondering, is this the one? We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Page of Cups. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Take your time. Yep, I think you should take your time. Don't stop. Just take your time. And the Page of Cups is here to say when you're ready to reveal, you will. And it'll be... You probably will walk in the room and see this person, talk to them face to face, and you won't even realize that you're about to say, can I just take you out? Like, it's just going to be something that happens quite naturally, I'm going to say. I feel like this feels like betrayal, that you're holding on to that. But I think by the time you do make your decision, it's no longer betrayal. It's just a little bit of, well, if it doesn't work out, I took my shot. There's a little bit of sadness. I run back into my comfort zone. No big deal. So I don't think that it's as big as this. I feel like you're going to wait a little bit before you make your decision. I feel like it works out though, because the Four of Wands is very positive, celebratory, stability. We get stable together. Page of Pentacles is just offer something small. Don't be taking them out for a $200 dinner. Just offer something small. And if they don't want something small, then you know where they're at right away. If they're going to try and snow you into a $200 dinner just in order for you to get their attention, you need to make your decision about if that's what you want or not. We've got Aries, and we've got Virgo. We've got Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. We've got Pisces, Taurus, and Libra. We've got Leo energy here. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more Pisces. All right. Last but not least, my two fishes friends, my water family. Hi, Pisces. How you doing? Let's find out what's going on for you, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces, please. Tell me about Pisces. Next 7 days, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Sneak peek for this week for Pisces. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, Pisces. We start with. We are looking at the 2 of Wands. We've got the Page of Cups. And we've got the 10 of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. It does feel like you're trying to make a decision to leave some sort of a... you're trying to drop some sort of worry. I'm going to say, you're about to take a chance on something, or someone's about to take a chance on you. The 10 of Wands is always about carrying around something, right? It's heavy, it's pressure. And I think what you've been carrying around is the Page of Cups. So are they going to say something? Are they going to reach out to me? Do I have something good coming? It's almost like a feeling of something good is coming and you don't know what it is. You're on the edge of your seat with the 2 of Wands here. On the edge of your seat, between here and there, making a decision. I want to say somebody is like waiting to make a decision about you. They're only going to come forward when they're confident. Look, this could be you as well, because we do have the 2 of Cups here and Pisces is here. But it also could mean that this is your intuition. It feels like it's weighing heavy on somebody, whatever it is. They're waiting to find their confidence before they actually say something. I think somebody might want to ask you out for a drink or ask you to go somewhere. It feels like that they're at the very edge of making a decision. It might be closer to Christmas time. I just realized that there is a holiday tree or Christmas tree on that person's sweater. They might wait until closer to Christmas to say something, but I feel like it also could be at the full moon here. Full moon is on the 12th of December. And so we have the High Priestess here, who is again Piscean energy. 4 candles is here. Somebody might invite you somewhere for dinner, invite you to their family home for dinner, invite you to a group of people. Like, hey, we're all going out for holiday dinner. Do you want to come with us? Like, it feels like that sort of energy. But it feels like somebody here is trying to find the confidence to do it because they've been alone for a long time and they've become comfortable in this place where they are okay to be alone. Like, I shouldn't say alone. Like, I feel like they feel very comfortable, very confident in being by themselves. They have a comfort level that they live in, being on their own, spending holidays by themselves. This person, I feel, is someone who really enjoys their own company. We've got the Chariot. We've got the Page of Wands. I think you're going to get some sort of communication here. And the Ace of Cups here. It feels like somebody here is curious to explore as to whether or not you're feeling the same little spark of excitement or attraction that they are. The Chariot is here and somebody is trying to be very disciplined and keep their boundaries. They're trying to be very... I would say trying to balance their feminine, masculine energy, but it also could be their water with their fire. Do you know what I mean? It feels like somebody doesn't want to take a run at you, but I think they're kind of excited with the Chariot, and the Page of Wands is telling me a little bit of childlike excitement. It feels like they're ready to explore. They're ready to tell you that they want to show you more, that they have feelings for you, but they don't know how to say it. This person, I feel, really struggles with confidence. And I don't think it's confidence in themselves. I think it's confidence. I think when they're by themselves, they are the most confident. I think that what weighs heavy on them with the 10 of Wands is that when they're with other people, they don't feel quite as confident as in approaching someone else. When it comes to the Ace of Cups, I think that's what's at stake here. The Ace of Cups is at stake, but everything is about to change. Now, when I see the Wheel of Fortune and it comes to the end of the year, it could be changing by the end of the year. But something here, it could definitely be in a week. The Ace of Candles, or the Ace of Wands is here. And the Queen of Pentacles is here. I think you're about to get excitement in your mundane life. I don't know why I'm supposed to say mundane life, but I think that the Queen of Pentacles is the one who's very planned. The one who already has all the plans made from December 3rd all the way to the end of the year. It's like the Queen of Pentacles is the one who's very planned, who knows what's going on. This is one who's very balanced and stable and sturdy. It's easy for them to keep their balance. They're very giving and over-giving, but they are somebody who's also very solid and grounded and good by themselves as well. I think we have two very independent people here, but it feels like, I want to say that I feel like if you could be the person who ends up having something or someone show up in your life that's super exciting, that changes everything. It changes all your plans. So the Wheel of Fortune being here is the change, right? It's the expansion, the excitement. Destiny comes rolling up without you signing off on it, right? And the Ace of Wands is the excitement that throws a light onto something that maybe was dark or you couldn't see before. But I think it puts a wrench in your plans. I think that you already are very tightly planned, or you know exactly what's on your schedule. And I think that somebody's going to ask you to change your plans. But it's going to be a very exciting thing. I don't think it'll be a frustrating thing. I think it'll be an exciting thing for you. We have the Six of Cups in the reverse. Oh. You know what this feels like? Six of Cups in the reverse tells me that you're stuck in nostalgia. It feels like that maybe you're a traditional person, like maybe you do certain things around the holidays or traditionally, and maybe you're stuck in those ways. You might be someone who's not very flexible, that you don't want to change your plans. Or it's going to be hard for you to change your plans. And I don't mean hard because you'll have to cancel things. I mean hard because you're somebody who, I like to stick to the plan. That's my comfort zone. But the Six of Cups is being stuck in nostalgia. And it also could be, oh yeah, I remember this feeling of someone just showing up unplanned and says, I'm here, ta-da, can you change your plans for me? And then I change my plans and then I feel regretful that I did later. That also could be with the Ten of Wands. That could be what's weighing heavy on you, right? Should I change my plans just because this person has showed up out of nowhere after being in a pause, making me waiting and getting perspective? It feels like somebody here you were hoping would show up sooner, did not show up sooner, and now they're just charging in. Ta-da, I'm here. Of course you want to change your plans for me. And the Page of Swords, it's because this person has been observing you from a distance and waiting for the perfect time to show up. So I feel like with the Queen of Wands here, someone's about to make a big, bold move that has been very quiet or holding back. Somebody here who's been trying to get perspective about your movements or who has been observing you from a distance and wondering what to do next. Like, how do I tell Pisces that I want them to sort of break their tradition or break plans and come out with me? Can you come to my family's dinner? Can you come out to the Christmas party for my work? Like, it feels like you're about to change plans here because of something that just pops up that's exciting, but nonetheless. Tell me what's on the outcome. We've got the High Priestess. Got the mistletoe. That's the Lovers. And we've got Temperance here. I think you're going to make a decision to do it. I think you're going to change your plans because I think that you've had this feeling that somebody's been sweet on you or that somebody has feelings about you. And I think that's the person who's just going to pop up and ask you if you'll change your plans for a minute. They might invite you somewhere where you didn't expect to be invited. But with the Temperance card here, it's a moment of alchemy. So it's really not planned. It's sort of in the moment when something feels right, they're going to do it. And then we have Gemini here. Somebody's just going to blurt it out. They're just going to say it. Like maybe when you're in a group of people, they might just say it. I feel like you already have a feeling that this person has feelings for you or is kind of sweet on you. And I think that it's not going to be really any shock or surprise for you that this person is showing up to ask you to change plans. I think you've actually been waiting on it. This person feels like on this card they've been waiting. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. So someone else has been planning behind the scenes. The Strength card is here trying to find the courage to step forward and say, yeah, do you want to come to my family's place for Christmas dinner, for holiday dinner? Do you want to come spend time with me and my family, me and my friends? It feels like somebody is trying to create something long-term with you by including you in their group of people or their family, or whatever it is, whatever plans they have for the long term. And then we have the Three of Swords. Why is the Three of Swords here? Two of Swords is here. Seven of Wands is here. I think you get real defensive about the whole thing because it feels like this person's been taking their sweet ass time. And you're like, why right now? Five Swords are here. Why now? And why do I have to change my plans just because you decided you're going to be courageous and I've been waiting for years or months or days, been waiting for you to say something? It almost feels like you get a little bit defensive and maybe you're not really sure. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not really sure how much time, effort, or energy you should give because this person, I think for all intents and purposes, has been kind of ignoring you or you felt ignored. Yeah, they've been sort of closed off, but they're coming charging in because I think that somebody finally got the moment of alchemy. I think that Temperance finally showed up and said, look, it's go time, do it or don't. And I think this person's going to do it. The Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse, the Ace of Swords. I feel like you're going to question them. King of Swords. They're going to be really honest with you, though. I feel like somebody has been trying to release some sort of feeling they've been having about being too forward with you, is what it feels like. They've also been scared of rejection. So I feel like although you may not give it to them immediately and say yes, you might make them wait for an answer. I feel like you'll probably say yes because this person is very genuine. King of Swords, right? They're very honest and truthful. Well, this person doesn't know how to lie. Aquarius doesn't care if you believe them or not. They know what the truth is. They're just going to say it, right? And that's integrity. And so I feel like this person has a lot of integrity. And so they're going to give you a lot of clarity on the reason why they have not given you the offer before now. But I feel like this person wants to deepen the connection with you. So they're going to ask you to go somewhere with them where a bunch of their friends are, or their family, or people who mean a lot to them. I'm going to leave this right here. Thank you so much, Pisces, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back, Pisces. Take care of yourself. I'm out for now. Bye-bye.